I'm Dr. Leon Stutzman, aka Doc, with another one of these little videos designed to help you to get through these strange days in which we find ourselves. And these are strange days indeed, and they may be strange days for yet a little while. It's the year-end wrap-up, and what a year it has been. It started out on a high note, and then all of a sudden we started hearing the rumors and the rumblings of a pandemic. Most of us weren't sure what a pandemic was. Then we had social unrest and political unrest. It has been a year of unrest. But in the midst of it, the people of God, the people that know their God, have prevailed. In fact, there's a great promise in Daniel, the 11th chapter, the 32nd verse. But the people that do know their God shall be strong and do exploits regardless of the situation and the circumstances. Someone asked the question early on, well, why didn't anyone see this? Why should they have? You're thinking, well, God could have shown us all we were going to have a pandemic. Absolutely, he could have. However, as I read the scripture, God reveals a thing for one of two reasons. The first is he needs your cooperation. He needs your help in order to achieve the desired outcome. Think about Noah building the ark. Think about Joseph bringing in the stores in Egypt. Or he reveals a thing because he's about to do a thing and he wants you to know he's doing a thing and there's a reason behind the doing of the thing. The pandemic was neither of those things. The pandemic was a natural disaster, a pandemic, a virulent strain of coronavirus that's killed over 300,000 Americans and 1 million people worldwide. But in the midst of it, the people that know their God have been strong and they've done exploits. I did hear a prophetic word early on this year, and it was recession-proof your life. Now, at the time I heard that word, it didn't make a bit of sense. Oftentimes, the prophetic doesn't make a bit of sense when you first hear it. Recession-proof your life. We weren't in a recession. In fact, there was a little chance we were going to be in a recession. The economy was doing well. Unemployment was at a low. People were prospering, and then all of a sudden the pandemic hit and we started hearing about recession and the bottom fell out and we found ourselves in a recession. But once again, the people that know their God shall be strong and do exploits. And because I had already begun preaching on recession-proofing your life, our people prospered throughout the recession. It's been an amazing thing. Why? Because we were prepared prophetically. Now let me share a couple words with you about this year and then tell you about the upcoming year. Two words stand out for this year. One is ambiguity. Ambiguity is a sense of uncertainty, and certainly we've all had a certain sense of uncertainty. When the pandemic hit in our state, churches could actually meet. We were asked to keep our attendance below 25. Well, I told our church, let's go online. Let's go online. And we went online and have done quite well online. And I encouraged our people not to attend the church building, even though they could attend the church building, because as I said to them, at the end of this pandemic, I want you healthy, happy, and whole. And so we have become largely an online church. Now, in the midst of that, something marvelous happened. We began to pick up old church members from across the United States. Then we began to add new people who are with us every week from across the United States. So in the midst of the ambiguity, we have seen the blessing of God prevail. You need to learn to live with a certain sense of ambiguity, even if you're a prophetic person. On New Year's Eve, we have our great prophetic miracle blessing service. That will be this Thursday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is going to be powerful. God has given me a word for 2021 that will prepare you. But even when you have a prepared word, you live with a certain sense of ambiguity because there's uncertainty as to how God is going to work it out. You know he's going to work it out, but you have this certain sense of ambiguity as to how God is going to work it out. It has been a year of the prophetic. We've experienced ambiguity, and then we have a certain sense of anticipation. Why? Because if you're a prophetic person, you always live with anticipation, and I'm anticipating what God is doing in 2021. I'll be talking about it in the New Year's Eve service. I want you to be a part of it because I want you to prepare yourself to prevail and to prosper in 2021, and you can if you've got a word from God. And I'll be sharing a word. It may just be a word from God for you this Thursday evening, December 31st, 6 p.m., on the live stream at AspireChurch.tv, on Facebook, Aspire Church TV. That's AspireChurch.tv. That's live stream. Aspire Church TV, that's Facebook. Of course, if you're in the tri-state area, you can also catch it on radio. It's going to be powerful stuff. I'll tell you more about it and tell you more about this year and the end time of the year and what I'm expecting for 2021, Wednesday and Friday.